Hiya. Hi, just to let you know that's me starting my shift. It's just about 7 stops tonight. I've got a couple of deliveries up Springborn and Cardiff, and then up towards the Campsies, but I should be done by about breakfast time. Oh, right, no bother. See you later. Bye.
Welcome to Night Delivery. We're here to guide you through the wee small hours
as we head, one stop at a time, towards the dawn.
See, when I got my driving licence, I was so proud of myself when I got it. And I went out and bought the car. And being my first car, I think it was, it was a bit of a rust bucket, let's be honest. But it was still a car. And one of the things that I loved doing then was jumping in that car at night. It could be 7 o'clock at night, it could be 10 o'clock at night, it could be midnight. If you can't sleep, whatever, just jump in the car, go for the drive. I mean, when you get your first car, it's quite exciting just to drive anyway, but I think it's more than that. You know, you go out, you experience what it's like to just randomly go left or right with no destination in mind. You listen to the rumble of the road, you listen to the clicking of the indicators, the hum of the engine. Maybe you put on some music, maybe you don't. And as you drive around, it's not stressful, it's peaceful. And there's people about, but not many. There are other cars, vans about, but not many. You've got the city lights. Things look different. And one thing I always really loved about driving at night, this far north, is in summertime, you'd find that if you look to the horizon, you'll notice that it never actually gets completely dark. It's just, you get this dark blue, and then it just gets light again. I always loved that. The city never really does sleep, does it? I mean, there's always people about, there's always vehicles about, but it's so much better than being stuck in rush hour traffic jams and all that. you're driving around and you go past people's houses and they're all inside sleeping or who knows, watching telly, and they're just oblivious to you being there. And I think that gives you the time to relax, time to think, maybe put on some tunes that suits your mood. Something just a little bit slower. I think it's because you naturally avoid a rat race at that time of the night or that time of the morning. So, generally speaking, it's, even if you're working, it's a wee bit more peaceful. I think that's fair to say.
When there's a full moon, and if it's sitting at just the right height in the sky, it can flood your bedroom with light. I love that. There is some kind of comfort in the large, ghostly white moon staring down at you through the window. I am one of those people who sleeps with the curtains open. I'm a bit quirky, but I just love seeing the moon as I drift off to sleep, as well as witnessing the first signs of morning when I wake. It's like having your own relaxing nightlight for free. And after all, what's free these days?
When I was a teenager, I used to deliver papers, newspapers, and even though I hated getting up early to do it, I look back on it and think it was quite an interesting experience because at that time of the morning there's hardly anybody about, and even though I was walking, sometimes on my bike, sometimes on my skateboard, I used to see the vans and the cars and the trucks go by and wonder what it would be like to be out and about driving, working in the wee hours. Delivery drivers are unsung heroes, when they just get on with it. You can get a parcel delivered in a day, but every step of the way it's rumbling along in the back of somebody's van on its way to you. And I know you often hear about all the times it goes wrong, but let's be honest, the vast majority of the time it arrives just fine. And I think it's good to appreciate that there's a lot of work that goes into getting it from A to B, and it all just happens seamlessly. It's a pretty well-oiled machine. And like I said, the people who do that, they just get on with it. So I think we should give a wee shout out to the people working at this time of night. Lorry drivers, farmers, emergency services, healthcare staff. They just do it, and it's just normal for them. And I think I, for one, definitely appreciate them.
I get the urge to go for a walk in the dead of night, just before dawn, when the world is still asleep. I imagine that it would seem like a state of limbo, where nothing is really happening. No movement, apart from the gentle breeze through the trees, the swaying of the grass. No jarring sounds. All that can be heard is the light tread of my feet on the ground, or the odd solitary car drifting on by. Then, as dawn approaches, the birds would join me in my early morning adventure. singing softly and coaxing the rest of the sleeping world awake. As much as I'd love to go for this kind of early morning stroll, perhaps I wouldn't quite feel at ease or as safe as I should be on my own. However, I do know from experience the feeling of getting up before dawn when I've had to catch an early morning flight. There is something different about the air at that time in the morning. It's crisper, cooler, and somehow fresher. If there is something on my mind, I imagine that a walk through the dark, through the quiet streets, or even in nature would be a wonderful way to dispel those worries, those anxieties. Then at dusk, making my way towards somewhere idyllic, like the seaside, to catch the sun's rays cutting through the darkness of twilight. Maybe one day I will bring myself to venture out on my own at night. Perhaps one day.
Now, heading out of the city at this time of day is, well, it could be magic. The sun might not be up yet, but you can sort of see on the horizon that it's on its way. It's a new day coming. The roads are quiet in the city, but they're definitely quiet outside of the city. You really, really got the place to yourself. And as the roads stretch out forever, it seems. I mean, especially the country roads in Scotland can be so windy and they just meander on and on and on. And the landscape changes. There's sheep in the fields, houses become few and far between, and you can tell that it's just going to be a gorgeous day.
Feel the pain of his troubled history. They wipe his memories and tell him his past is a mystery. What is life without victory? Opinion, no liberty. Enlighten me how to stay sane in the world so mental. World sick enough, a voodoo child playing purple haze. Can't get no relief. Lonely hours never temporary. He knows at some point he will ascend eventually. Still going to heights. Coincidentally, he's a mess, but still good at putting on a brave face for the camera. He smiles. You can tell it's fake. You can tell it's fake. The thief sold him a cheaper ticket to heaven's gates. No ID, no entry. 27 club says the good fly young. The good at our greats. Jimmy Basquiat, Amy, Robert, Janis, Kurt Cobain.
When the stars die young, took 27 years to remember. You already won. Flowers off, flowers off, flowers off, flowers off.
She's problematic, nobody can't stand it. Been told she's a liability and not an asset. Man, I'm erratic, confessions of an addict. How they let me sing to the masses. Lost what I had, staring in the face of tragic. Like I didn't just back to back it. Love was my losing game, let's just call a spade a spade. Paparazzi on my doorstep, never leaving home. Lying on the floor, mind's blown, trying to reach the phone. Let me take one more hit for my eyes closed. Let me take one more hit for my eyes closed. Well, I think that was my last hit.
One more hit before my eyes close. One more hit before my eyes
See, when you're driving, you might often see the same places over and over, but you might be heading up a hill, maybe snaking your way, meandering your way up to the crest of a hill where you know there's a really fantastic viewpoint at the top. And maybe you've been up that hill a dozen times, 100 times, but because it's just you and there's hardly anyone else about, it's almost like it's just for you. You get to the top of the hill, you take in that view and you appreciate it way more than when you're just flying by, you don't even notice. And because the sunrise might be different, because the fog might be different, the dew might be different, that view can be different every time. Unique every time. So it doesn't matter if you've seen it 20 times or 100 times, you can still appreciate its uniqueness. when the sun peaks over the horizon for the first time that day, the light changes from cool to warm. You can feel the heat of it coming through the window. I mean, maybe it's a bit cheesy, but it does evoke an image of possibility, optimism for a new day. I can't help think that because of the tempo and the information, the sheer amount of information that we have today, that being able to go out for a drive and avoid, at least as much as you can, text messages, phone calls, emails, social media, being able to go out and experience the peace and quiet of the open road now, it feels like it's probably more important now for us to do that.
When I was younger, I always had the desire to live abroad. Fortunately for me, I've had opportunities to do so, but upon coming back to the UK, I can now realise and appreciate just how beautiful this country is. One morning I found myself in a field on the Isle of Jura. We trudged through sloping marshland, and after a strenuous day of trekking, found ourselves on the most serene beach. For the 2 nights we camped there, we didn't see a single other person. We were completely alone on this deserted beach, surrounded by nature, a bit like Tom Hanks on Castaway, except it was still Scotland and the weather wasn't quite the same as it was in the film. I just remember waking up to birdsong and the soothing hush of waves whispering to the sandy shore. I dream of going back there, reliving that experience, but with the maturity and greater appreciation of the little things that comes with age. I think looking back at that experience, I have taught myself to appreciate as much as I can in life, to find joy in even the mundane, to appreciate even that which we experience every day.
love never has to hide. I'll trade your broken wings for mine. I've seen your scars and kissed your cries. Scars and kissed your cries. So many people that I know they're just trying to touch you. Kiss up, rub up, feel up. Kiss up, rub up, feel up on you. Give you some time to prove that I can trust you. Kiss up, rub up, feel up. Kiss up, rub up, feel up on you.
You held me so hard, I went foolish. I resolved to set boundaries. I went foolish.
Smothered me with fake blood and ginger around your throat. Always charming and balanced. That's why it hurt the most. I got so claustrophobic, but you were never close enough. Hey, it's not easy when you call me in the dead of the night. When I say I need some space, I shouldn't have to ask you twice. It's not easy when you call me in the dead of the night. When I say I need some space, I shouldn't have to ask you twice. Shouldn't have to ask you twice. Shouldn't have to.
I went foolish.
You twist violence in my eyes, always in my house, just smoking, drinking tea, no acting spite. Never had the chance to miss you. I never had the chance to miss you. Heart in my mouth, please let me out. Please let me out of you. Heart in my mouth, please let me out. Please let me out of you. It's not easy when you call me in the dead of the night. When I say I need some space, I didn't have to ask you twice. It's not easy when you call me and cross with your mind. When I say I need some space, I shouldn't have to ask you twice. Shouldn't have to ask you twice. I shouldn't have to ask you twice. I shouldn't have to.
back to my slightly crazy antics of leaving the curtains open and letting the sun shine through the windows at dawn. Right now, I can just feel that moment. The sun stroking my face, gently warming me up with cozy hugs. That wonderful feeling of the sun combined with being all snug in my bed almost makes me feel as if I'm on holiday, and makes me feel as if I'm somewhere much warmer than the UK. Almost, I said. I'm just picturing it. I'm lying on a lilo, lazily floating around a pool in the sun. My hand dips into the cool water, whilst the rest of me is slowly roasted by the sun's rays. Moments like this make me feel completely content with doing absolutely nothing. If I'm having a bad day, I do seek solace in knowing that tomorrow is a fresh start. For me, going to sleep is like wiping the slate clean and erasing the mistakes of the day before. My ideal day, I suppose, would be to wake up early and go to the gym. Though when I plan to do that, I usually end up finding some other task to distract myself with instead. However, let's say I am filled with motivation one morning. I'd get myself off to the gym and do a fun workout, like a dance class. I'd then have a rejuvenating spa session before getting changed to go for lunch, meeting some friends or family in a quaint, ridiculously overpriced coffee shop. I'd settle down to a slightly healthy, slightly naughty meal. It's probably something like halloumi and avocado. Wow, I sound really pretentious. I'd then go home and maybe do a bit of painting or mess around with my DJ controller. Music and art are always my go-to pastimes. I would finish off the night having a wee boogie and then going to bed feeling a wee bit tipsy, and the rest.
Dear Jean, I hope this doesn't come as a surprise. But I've fallen for a woman from the sky. And she be truer than the eye, truer than the fire. And you can see it when you look into her eyes, deep blue like the flicker of the flame for the eyes. But this ain't dying, it's rising. Like that big round orange on horizon. I know it means I'm not about as much. But listen, I get moving out of sight. Just moving half my clothes, maybe out of sight. Out the south, out the house, never out of sight. Trust, I don't think I said it loud enough. I'm out the south, out the house, never out of touch. Trust, out of sight, never out of mind. out the light, never out of line. Just another night, running out of time. Let it shine like we're living in a pantomime. She's not behind me, you're behind you. But beside we and beside too. But behind these little lines, true that I scribble in the book, think she idolise you. So one night I'll be saying I do to a girl that can read my mind too. With little Ryan sat in a white suit, with my own baby jeans sat till it was right too. I had a dream and it came true, and I can only blame you. I can only blame you. I guess you came through.
As we find our way coming back into the city, there's a lot more people around. It's amazing to think, though, that each one of them is just like you. They've got their own day ahead, hopes, dreams, ambitions. There's this big tapestry of lives all intertwined with each other, and they're all real, just like you are. You know, they're all winding their way around, just doing the best they can, just like you are. And maybe we should take a wee minute to recognise that, empathise with those. And maybe the world would be a wee bit of a better place if we did that. It's an odd thought, but I think it's a valid one.
back, we show out. Give them more energy, cause they looking real tired. Look like they falling asleep, no lie.
When I focus and rid myself of distractions, I find that I am much more productive with work. Obviously. I joked about it before, but some days I do actually wake up fully energised and have an amazingly productive day. So much so that I end up finishing work earlier than anticipated. I love having that extra time to myself. An afternoon or an evening of time. And despite feeling exhausted from whatever work I may have been engaged in, I feel accomplished and ready to relax. I have deserved it, after all.
Show them how we get down. They get back, we show out.